Hello everyone, my name is Ash. Welcome to Scent Trails. Thank you so much for tuning in. On this channel we're going to be doing fragrance related topics, seasonal lists, top 10s, and fragrance reviews, as well as anything else that comes to mind that's fragrance related. I think that if you like fragrances, you're going to love this channel. If it's your first time on this channel, feel free to subscribe and tap that bell to be notified of any future videos that I release. If you're a returning viewer or subscriber, I want to thank you so much for the support. It really helps and it means a lot. Today I want to focus on a fragrance from the brand Durga, one of my favorite brands. And the fragrance I'm talking about today is White Peacock Lily. Yeah, stay tuned. White Peacock Lily. This is an eau de parfum. I'm holding the 100 ml bottle, and the fragrance was released in 2016. The perfumer is David Seth Moltz. I'm guessing David is the nose of this house. Perhaps there are two noses. The 50 ml bottle is about that tall. It is the same diameter, same cap, everything else is the same, just shorter. The label is even the same size, it's just placed lower. The box looks like this. Top, the bottom, and the back. Got all the notes listed right there. So it opens up like that. Fragrance sits in there, and this thing goes on top of the cap. The notes, oleander, kabuva rouge, and grapefruit pith will be the top notes. The middle notes are white lily cream, Egyptian jasmine, and alabaster violet. The base notes we have liquid ambrette seed, vanilla, and fog. It is weird when it opens up. It's very strong. It's very white floral. And I know this is gonna sound weird and off-putting. In the beginning, it's almost like a plasticky muskiness that you get from this fragrance when you first spray it on. Again, this is when you have your nose really close to the spot that you sprayed on. Don't let that deter you though. This fragrance is beautiful in the air. If you like florals, check this out. If you like white florals, you really gotta check this out. If you like beast mode white florals with a bit of a soapy touch, this might be really right up your alley. I do own 3 fragrances from Durga, and this is actually the first one I purchased. I paid full price for this, which if I had known better, I would have waited a little bit and I would have got this much cheaper. You can actually get this at a really good price. And by the way, this is classified as a unisex fragrance on Lucky Scent. On Twisted Lily, I'm not sure if they still have it, but when I saw back then, the classification was leaning a little feminine, and I would agree that this is definitely a unisex fragrance that does lean a bit more feminine. On that note, this is definitely the most feminine fragrance that I have and truly, truly love. Unfortunately, Fragrantica gave this fragrance a 3.55 out of 5. Just like my last review, Mousse 2, they also gave that one a 3.55, surprisingly. This is going to be to each his own. Now, just because of that rating, don't shy away from trying this. You never know. When I tested out that sample, I fell in love with it. I mean, this is very much a floral fragrance. So again, if you don't like florals, especially white florals, you're not gonna like this. I'm just gonna tell you right now. But if you do like florals, if you have an open mind, you may really like this. One of the things I want to point out is on the top note there is oleander, which if you look it up, it is a plant that is poisonous in all its parts. Alright, so I don't know how that really goes as far as like on a moral level. I personally have not had any issues. I obviously have not died yet. It's not an everyday fragrance for me. I do see this very much as a springtime and daytime scent. And again, it does lean a little feminine, but if that doesn't bother you, guys, you really gotta try this out. To me, this is one of the best, if not the best, white floral fragrance that I've ever smelled in my life. With that being said, it is a very, very white floral fragrance. It's extremely extremely creamy, and it literally smells like a whole field of white flowers. Yes, there is violet and lily listed in here, as well as jasmine. I personally find it a little hard to pick apart all those three different florals, but to be honest with you, the thing I like the most about this fragrance is this fragrance does have a clean, kind of soapy vibe, and it's not really strong. It's just there. To some people, they may not pick it up. To me, I get it. It's as if you're rolling around in a field of white flowers right after taking a shower. Something like that. I think that the way you interpret it, it's going to vary from person to person, because to me, although it is extremely floral, I find it very, very unisex and just a tad bit feminine. But I think to the average nose, people are going to view this as very feminine just because of how floral it is. Don't let that deter you from trying this out. It's an amazing fragrance. So on a girl, I mean, this is just a no-brainer. Like, how can you really not like it on a girl? Honestly, I mean, I think it's a beautiful scent. It's only a tad bit sweet, but it's very floral. This is a kind of innocent and elegant fragrance and classy. To me, it's not sexy, but again, anything could be sexy to anyone, right? It's so refreshing and relaxing, maybe even more relaxing than refreshing. And I will use 2 to 3 sprays of this, but it is for a white floral, it's extremely potent. This thing is gonna last you all day. If you get it on your clothes, you're talking weeks probably. I've definitely washed clothes, got them out, and they still had this on them. When you first spray it, it does open up a little bit sharp and bitter, just a little. But definitely that creamy white floral is like punching you in the face. There's something a little strange about it in the opening. I want to say it's the ombre seed combined with the violet and the grapefruit, perhaps, the grapefruit pith, which is, I guess it's not like the juicy part of the grapefruit, it's more like the peel. This is something that you really have to like white florals to enjoy. To me, it smells heavenly. When you smell it up close, yes, it is going to be a little bit off-putting just because of how strong it is. The violet adds a bit of sharpness and greenness to this fragrance. Once that settles down, it does become smoother, so that sharpness tones down quite a bit. And then you're just basically left in a field of white flowers. I know a lot of you guys are gonna find that off-putting or not to your liking. Whatever, you know what, like, you could have stopped watching a long time ago. Personally, I would love, love, love to smell this on a girl. Not that I find it so sexy, I just find it very comforting, very sensual, very relaxing. Like, I just want to just hang out with you, just chill next to you just because you smell so nice. I want to just jump into the performance of this fragrance. So when I sprayed it, those 2 or 3 sprays, man, I mean, again, I can easily smell it next day on my clothes. The first, let's say 2 to 3 hours, it's going to be really pushing off your skin. People will notice it from 4 to 6 feet away or more. Afterwards, I would say once you get into hour 4 or so, it's going to be like 3 feet, 2 to 3 feet pretty easily. And once you get to, let's say 6, 7, 8 hours, at that point, I mean, it's going to be detectable when you're about a foot away. You're talking 12 hours later, if you go like this from like 6 inches away, you'll be able to smell it. It is not fleeting one bit. This thing is going to stick with you. I love that. For that reason, you don't even really need to carry a decant with you of this, although I do. It's something you really have to be confident in yourself to pull off just because of how floral and a bit feminine that it is. When you have a fragrance that is so white floral, it's just going to come off as feminine. There's really no way around it. You can get it much cheaper than I did. I paid $260 before taxes retail. The 50 ml bottles will run you about $175, give or take. You can definitely get these for a discount if you look around. Don't pay $260 like I did. When I first smelled it, I was like, I have to have this. Just because there's nothing out there to me that's really like it. Yes, there are many different white florals out there, none that are this strong, and I haven't smelled any that have that little bit of a soapy touch to them, which to me makes it barely more wearable for guys. On that note, you're gonna have trouble liking this if you're a guy. Fair warning. If you guys liked the video, definitely feel free to give me one of these. I really appreciate your time, your patience for making it this far in. DS and Durga, I own White Peacock Lily. I also own Debaser, as well as Cowboy Grass. The one thing I do want to mention about this brand, if you haven't already tried anything from them, is that they do have these very evocative and kind of strange fragrances. So if you're not used to that, you might find a lot of them weird. If you're just jumping into niche fragrances, you probably want to stay away from this brand right now. However, try like Radio Bombay. Try this one. I love to watch your guys' niche reviews and your new designer fragrances, your under the radar designer fragrances, your old school, your classic, your discontinued fragrances. I love to hear about all those, the indie houses. So if you like the video, definitely give me one of these. Hey, it'll help out. Definitely feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell to be notified of any future content that I release. And if you guys have any questions, please don't be shy to drop them in the comment box on the bottom. If there are any particular fragrances you wanted me to review or anything like that, I mean, just let me know. I may already have them in my collection. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed. I will catch you guys later.